Well, as you can see, that's one of our 5 matches has been completed. Next on court is men's doubles, then we've got men's singles, women's singles, and the last of our 5 matches this afternoon, women's doubles. So it's been a good day for Indonesia so far, what with Adrianti Ferdasari in the women's singles, the qualifier. She's through to the quarterfinals, having beaten Tae Si Ying of Taipei in 3 wonderful games. Ferdasari, of course, was a qualifier, and the young 16-year-old from Taipei caused a sensation yesterday in the women's singles when she disposed of the number 2 seed and the winner from Singapore last week, Wang Sin. So Indonesia representation there, and in the men's doubles, as I was saying, Asan and Septino beaten the defending champions Fang Chiaming and Li Shenmu of Taipei 21-19, 16-21, 21-12 in the deciding game. Another result from the mixed doubles. Of course, we've just been watching mixed doubles. Jochen Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen out. Of course, they were the number 3 seeds. They've lost to the beaten finalists from last week, Chen Hong-lin and Chen Wen-sing from Taipei. And you and I were chatting yesterday about the emergence of Taipei, a number of very good players and how well they're doing in international scene. Also, India, a lot of good players up and coming, not just Saina Nehwal. Thailand also, especially in the women's singles, some great youngsters. It's exciting times for badminton.
Yes, there's a new crop of young players just arriving at the moment. As you say, particularly in the ladies singles, I find that a fascinating event at the moment. Thailand coming with young players, India. It's a very, very interesting time at the moment. And they seem to have no fear, as we saw yesterday from the young Taipei girl. When the opportunity came, she didn't hesitate, she took it and beat Wang Sin, and that's a great sign for the future. Sin has already been doing it for a couple of years, and there's a couple of young Thai girls who are really exceptional that are coming through. So yeah, it's very, very interesting times.
Yes, just to give you that full result yesterday when Tai Si Ying beat Wang Sin from China, the number 2 seed. 15-21, she lost the first game and then came back 21-15, 21-19 in the decider. And I think what impressed me more than anything was the way she held her nerve towards the end there.
Yes, she really showed no fear. And she played a very aggressive style towards the end of the game as well, which was great to see. She didn't play safe, she went for it and reaped the rewards.
Well, of course, we've not only had upset in the women's singles yesterday, but had upsets in other events. And of course, the big one, I suppose, from the mixed doubles, seeing as we've just been watching the mixed doubles, was the defending champions from Poland, Robert Matusiak and Nadia Ziba, going out in the first round to Ikeda and Shiota of Japan. That, to me, was a big surprise.
Yeah, but Japan's another country that have made a lot of improvement over the last 12 months, and we've seen the results you've just been talking about, Jill. I think there's 4 Japanese pairs that got through the first round here, and you know, that's a telling sign. They're not a nation that's traditionally produced mixed pairs, but suddenly they've got a real crop coming through.
Big influence from Park Ji-won, a former world and Olympic champion, of course, outstanding men's and mixed doubles player. He's now coaching in Japan. I guess that's the major influence.
Yeah, no coincidence at all. Park, one of the great all-time mixed players, and his influence is really beginning to shine through in Japan.
And talking of great mixed players, here comes the reigning Olympic champion Lee Yong-dae with his men's doubles partner Jung Jae-sung. They're up against the qualifiers from Indonesia, Angga Pratama and Agung Saputra. Jung Jae-sung, 28 years of age, born in Jeonju. Up against one of the really exciting pairs to emerge onto the world scene this year. Pratama, nearest to us, just 19 years of age. Grace Chia from Singapore, our umpire. Angga Pratama, silver medalist at the World Junior Championships 2 years ago in the mixed doubles, and a bronze medalist in the men's doubles in those same World Junior Championships. So we knew he'd got talent, but really the way this young Indonesian pair played in the India Super Series event, where they reached the final, was nothing less than extraordinary. It was absolutely incredible. There's our court officials. Tall order for the Indonesians today, of course, having battled their way through the qualifying events on Tuesday. 2 rounds of qualifying. But they're up against the number 2 seeds, the world ranked number 3 pair. They've gone down 1 place since a week ago in the world rankings. And a straightforward win in their first round match against Liu Xiaolong and Chu Si-hen. 2 straight games. The Indonesians, 19-year-old Angga Pratama and 20-year-old Agung Saputra. Well, I say 20 years of age. He'll be 21 in 2 days. Yeah, and there's their 2 qualifying rounds, and particularly impressive that second qualifying match against Kim Ki-jun and Shin Baek-jeol, the Asian Games gold medalist in the mixed doubles, of course. So whilst he was playing men's doubles, obviously, still a very good result. And perhaps a fortunate draw for the qualifiers that they came up against other qualifiers in the first round of the main draw, beating Randy Sugiarto and Wirawan of Indonesia. Sugiarto, of course, was the former partner of Pratama, and he won the bronze medal at the World Junior Championships with. The number 2 seeds, winners of the Indonesian Open 2 years ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Angga Pratama, Agung Saputra, Indonesia. And on my left, Jung Jae-sung, Yong, Korea. Angga Pratama to serve to Yong, the ball, play.
So the Indonesian qualifiers nearest to us, the number 2 seeds, Jung Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae, far side of the court with the blue kit. And whilst the Koreans have had many wonderful results around the world, including 2 silver medals from World Championships 2007 and 2009, when they won the title here 2 years ago, that was their only previous appearance here at the Indonesian Open. And that surprises me.
Yes, Korea have their own games, which I think a couple of times have clashed in this period of the year. I think they're biannual games, aren't they? And they take priority over everything. And for that reason, Korea have very often missed out on the Indonesian Open.
And of course, now with the OSIM BWF World Super Series and Premier Super Series events, there's a requirement for the top players to play. Just put us straight on exactly what those rules are.
Yeah, with the new sponsorship and the new commercial deals that have been put in place by BWF, there's some emphasis been thrown back on the players and the countries to attend more events on a regular basis to fulfil all the sponsorship requirements. So the top players now have to play the Premier events, and they have to play a certain number of the other Super Series events as well.
Well, I personally have to say I think it's a wonderful thing. It happens in other sports. It happens in tennis. And look how popular tennis is globally. And whilst this is a very, very popular sport, certainly here in Asia and to a certain degree in Europe, if badminton wants to become a global player in world sporting terms, I think that the appearance of the top players at all the top events is absolutely essential.
Well, I think we've seen the benefits this year already. The first two Premier Super Series events that we've had this year in Korea and the All England have been stunningly good from round one. I mean, to get a ticket for round one now is a really great day out. I mean, there are no easy matches in the first round. Every top player in the world is at each of the events, and from day one it's intense, interesting competition, and it's as you say, Jill, it's a big step forward.
Yeah, I'd go even further than that. I think from qualifying rounds it's wonderful badminton. I mean, there was not a packed arena here, Istora Stadium, but my goodness me, there must have been at least 4,000 people in, if not 5, for qualifying.
Yeah, the qualifying events, there was a great atmosphere. Indonesian public came out in numbers to watch the young players, see what that next generation can do at this level. And great experience for all the players who were in the qualifying rounds. Yeah,
but I don't want to harp on about it because we must concentrate on the men's doubles in a minute. But in the qualifying, we had players like Joachim Pearson from Denmark, who last year, in the autumn of last year, was in the final of the Super Series event. He was beaten in the final of the French Open by Taufik Hidayat. You know, and he's having to play qualifying now. It's a measure of just how good these Super Series events are now.
Yep. Yeah, and there's numerous examples. You mentioned Shin from Korea, Asian Games gold medalist, going out in qualifying.
7-6.
No easy matches in these events now. I think this match here that we're watching is a really interesting game. This young Indonesian pair are a pair that like to attack. They've got a very exciting style of play. It'll be really interesting to see how the Korean pair cope with that tactically, how they impose their experience. Indeed, whether they can impose their experience.
7-8.
Well, they've already been in 5 finals this year. You have to put them down as overwhelming favourites on paper, but I don't think that the Indonesians have really had the same sort of opportunities. Very much on the learning curve at the moment. But that just demonstrates your point about exciting players.
They're an attacking pair. They play with a flair that's really good to watch. A young pair, no fear, no pressure on them in this game, and with a big crowd behind them, it could be closer than some people would expect.
Just wide.
9-8.
Yeah, that's nice. And at the moment, Jung Jae-sung having a bit of a nightmare. Misjudgments, mistiming the shots.
Well, missed it, but again created the attacking opportunity to be a very aggressive play in the forecourt there. Good return.
Just 6 minutes of play. And a 2-point advantage to the pair that had to qualify against the number 2 seeds. Well, Jung Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae have mentioned that they've already been in 5 finals this year. They've won 3 of them. Korean Super Series, the first ever Premier Super Series event. German Grand Prix. And a couple of weeks ago in Thailand, reached the final of the Super Series finals, where they lost out to Bo and Mogensen of Denmark, and reached the final in Switzerland as well. With this Indonesian pair, when they reached the final in Delhi at the India Super Series event, beat teammates Alvin Yulianto Chandra and Hendra Aprida Gunawan, who of course reached the final last week in Singapore. So they've had some magnificent results.
Yeah, interesting after the break, first point. Lee Yong-dae there, not giving the lift, going flat, looking to flatten the game out a little bit, reduce the attacking opportunities for his opponents. Might see a shift in tactics here. That's a great return. Had to adjust his position here. The serve was a little bit across him, and rather than lifting the shuttle, he went for the more risky cut down to the sideline.
Oh, it's a lovely guided defensive shot from Lee Yong-dae. Slightly flatter smash there from Jung Jae-sung.
Yes, nice change of angle here. Hit a couple steeply early on in the point, and then the flat smash to the body, catching his opponent out.
That smash, just over 155 miles per hour. That's a very good smash as well, that time from Saputra.
Yeah, the interesting point during that rally, Jill, was that 2 of the Indonesians rushing forward to get the net position and create the lift. Both of them looking to push forward in the court the whole time. Very aggressive in their approach. Attack dominating so far in this first game, Jill. The pair that's getting the attack seems to be getting through at the moment. Yeah, again, the Korean pair you could probably say they've got one of the best defensive games in the world, but they're struggling to turn it. Once they get it into that defensive position, they can't get out of it against this young pair.
Well, there was a real sign that Lee Yong-dae really wanted to try and up the pace in that rally. But to no avail.
Korean pair just looking a little unsettled here. There's a lot of talk going on at the moment.
Oh, that will help their cause. The luck of the net cord.
17.
Here it is, but he got in, took it early. Created his own fortune there.
Well played from Pratama.
That's good moving in, reading the game, realising the Koreans don't want to lift at the moment and cutting the space down in the front court.
He's already a big, strong lad, isn't he, for a 19-year-old?
They play a very physical game, these boys, as you say, for their age, but they're both quite big. They're both very aggressive. They like to take the attack and go at their opponents.
It'll be interesting to see how they deal with this tight situation, how they react, whether the nerves start getting to them. And there's a little bit of a psychological battle there because the Indonesians wanted to change the shuttle, and Lee Yong-dae took the shuttle back with absolute purpose and said, no, it's fine. Such a good smash. Great angle. Dissecting the two Korean players.
You see both of them very high on the court before that, pushing up, trying to force the Koreans into lifting, and when they do, they're still able to get through with their attack from the rear court.
That smash going down at 260 kilometers an hour. That's 162 miles per hour.
Good variety, great thinking. After winning the previous point with the big smash to the middle, Koreans had retreated a long way in defence, caught by the change of pace.
That's good play. Has brought up 3 game points. And they take it on the first opportunity. Goodness me, are we going to see yet another upset here at the Indonesian Open? 21-17, and the number 2 seeds, the former champions from Korea, are in all sorts of trouble because the qualifiers from Indonesia have taken the opening game 21-17. Well, Ian, you called it. You said, don't think it's going to be as close as everybody thinks it's going to be, and I don't know whether the Koreans will be able to overcome the attacking play of the Indonesians. Well, they couldn't in that opening game.
No, I mean, this hall is famous for attacking play, really. It's a quick hall, and players that get the attack, if you've got a big attack in here, it's a big advantage. And the Indonesians there really worked very, very hard and played very well on serve and return to create a lot of opportunities, and they were able to get through. Well as the Koreans can defend, and they're one of the best pairs in the world defensively, in this hall, it's very, very difficult to win on counter-attack.
Well, I wonder what's going through their minds. They probably looked at the draw when they first saw it. Chinese youngsters in the first round, qualifiers in the second round. They probably thought, it's not a bad draw for a Premier Super Series event, and all of a sudden, they're in big trouble here in the second round. They're again down against the qualifiers.
Second game. Come on, play.
Will the ends make much of a difference, Ian, as far as the attacking player is concerned?
Yeah, there's been a little difference in speed from the two ends so far, although today I don't think it's as marked as it was last night in the hall. But you would say it's normally going to be a little bit quicker from this end. I think from a Korean perspective here, the onus is very much on Lee Young-dae to get in and try and get control of that front court and try and reduce the attacking opportunities for this young Indonesian pair.
That's a super return. Delightful racket skills.
Very, very quick to get in. Quick to see that Lee Young-dae was going to play the block. Took the chance, came in. Took on his more experienced opponent around that net area and won a game.
Tried the serve out wide. But Jung Jae-sung alert to it.
So surprised his own partner with that one.
That's why it's so important just to let your partner know, or discuss with your partner where the serve's going to be played to. See it an awful lot with some of the women's doubles players, and indeed some of the men, but especially women's doubles. But as we see, Kang Kyun-jin, the Korean coach, former player himself, they give a little hand signal behind the back, just letting their partner know what serve they're going to play. Oh, that's good judgment. That's a drift long.
Yeah, definite effort by the Koreans here to flatten the game out a little bit. Reduce their opponent's time.
It does seem slightly off the pace to me, though, Ian. Jung Jae-sung.
Yeah, he's someone who likes to work his way into games. He likes to start a little bit in defence. And in this hall, he can't get away with that. And he's tried to up the pace, but he started off a little bit lethargically, as you say, Joe, and he's struggling to get onto the tempo of the game.
Not the best returns of serve, it has to be said.
5-6.
No, but I think the Indonesian boy was very clever here. I think he just moved the serve across a little bit, just changed the direction very slightly. And again, Jung just not reacting to it very quickly.
7-5.
so much pressure on the low serve nowadays in doubles. Seeing more and more service errors in badminton.
Yeah, particularly in this game, the Indonesian boys have been very aggressive on return of short serve. There we go again. Once they get that lift, they're very, very efficient with the attack. Again, I think Jung just guilty of giving the attack away a little bit too easily there.
Court will need to be mopped of the perspiration. But I think their return of serves, and indeed the slight variation on the serves from the young Indonesians, really has been one of the key factors so far.
Yep, they've created the attacking opportunities off the serve and return situations. And that last point was a great example. It was a lovely serve, a little bit wider than normal. And he was very, very quick onto the third shot. Very good doubles.
Just long of the back line. Pushed it wide.
And there we see Jung under a little bit of pressure there, not wanting to lift that time. Normally from that situation he's happy to lift, go into a counter-attack situation, but they're trying not to lift and made the mistake pushing it out the side. But looky there as well, because that wasn't a great return.
That's a super angle. Saputra thundering it down across court, playing the unexpected. And once again, Jung Jae-sung just not on the pace. He's just not reading what's happening. So the mid-game interval in the advantage, as with the opening game, as with the young Indonesians. And that's by the same scoreline too.
Got 1, 20 seconds. Got 1, 20 seconds.
Saputra to serve.
Interesting coaching during the break there, Jill. Indonesian coaches concentrating very much with both the players, telling them to keep going forward, keep trying to create those attacking opportunities, keep the legs moving, close the space down in the front court. Korean coach going straight to Jung and trying to give him some confidence, talk to him, concentrating very much on Jung Jae-sung, trying to say, yeah, come on, you can get into this game, you can play it. Very, very, really clearly trying to build his confidence up.
And that was a very loose serve indeed from Lee Yong-dae.
Yeah, and the Indonesians have created a lot of pressure
Yeah.
for the Korean serves by being very aggressive on return. Whilst they themselves are serving very well. It's becoming a bit critical now for the number 2 seeds.
Very critical. My goodness me. Need to draw on all their experience right now if they want to get through this second round encounter. Yes. A little smile there from the Indonesian coach. He's pretty happy with what he's seen so far.
He's seen it all before in here. Been coaching the doubles for a long, long time now. It's a chance. I guess the moment will come where the Indonesian pair will start thinking about winning and the consequences of winning. That's maybe the chance for the Korean pair.
I have to say that shot just taken from Pratama, really like Hendra Setiawan. Shuttle had gone past him. Yeah, it was way past him. And still had the awareness of where his racket was, where the shuttle was, just to play a beautiful little shot. Hendra Setiawan, of course, is reigning Olympic champion with Marcus Guido. Yeah, it's good play from Lee Yong-dae. Oh, good defence. So too is that. Well, had to be the longest rally of the match so far. We haven't seen many long rallies.
Yeah, and he was just guilty of forcing that last smash. I ran out of patience a little bit. He's a little bit off balance, as we can see. If he'd have just put the block into the middle, he would have kept the attack, maintained the pressure on his opponents, but just guilty of forcing it, showing a certain lack of experience there.
Nice. Back level.
I think that's exactly what the Indonesian coaches were saying there after that point. Don't force. Put the block in. Create some time for yourselves.
Well, the luck of the neck court, but one has to say he created his own luck there, didn't he?
Very aggressive again, driving forward with the legs, taking the shuttle early. You always give yourself a chance of a net cord when you take it that early.
Well, the Indonesian fans can sense an upset here. Well, they're celebrating already. The youngsters from Indonesia still need another 3 points. Yeah. Oh, that is a glorious shot from Saputra. Goodness me, he saw the gap. It wasn't just the technical ability on the backhand side to play it cross court, it was the awareness to see that's where the opening was. And now, just 2 tantalising points from a major upset. Oh, but he's put it long.
Interesting though, good vision again. He'd seen the space down the centre. Neither of the Koreans reacted to it, just drifted out the back.
Brilliant. The change of pace, the block followed up by the power play. And now the youngsters from Indonesia, the qualifiers. That was the one that did the damage, forced the short lift and the opportunity to play the winning smash. And the Indonesians now 3 match points. Oh, it's going wide. That one has. What a sensational victory for the young Indonesians. Angga Pratama and Agung Saputra defeating the number 2 seeds, the former champions, in 2 straight games. Yeah, it was wide. Take it on their first opportunity. That is a sensational result for the Indonesians. Symmetry in the scoreline, 21-17, 21-17 in just 34 minutes of play. And there are new stars in world men's doubles. What a performance by the youngsters.
Well, that's a fantastic performance. And again, this stadium lives up to its reputation. This is the hall where you get the most upsets every year with the atmosphere. If things are going wrong for you, it's a really intimidating place to play. And also, if this crowd are behind you, it's absolutely inspiring. We've got a bank of about 100 photographers at the moment trying to get shots of these 2 young boys.
Well, having seen them in India and now seen them here at the Indonesian Open and been very impressed both times with them. Well, I can't help but wonder what great things they might go on to achieve. Well, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. The sport is full of pitfalls and pressures. But how calm they were today. How tactically astute. And they, of course, now in the quarter-final stage. And they will play the winners of the number 8 seeds, Chai Biao and Guo Zhendong of China, who will play against Ingo Kindervater and Johannes Schöttler of Germany. Well, the German boys have been playing well of late, so wouldn't want to try and predict that one at the moment. Well, of course, 3 courts in action here in the Istora Stadium. Let me bring you right up to date with what else has been going on. Yet another upset in the women's singles, because the number 1 seed, the current world number 1, has just been beaten by Cheng Xiao Chie of Taipei 21-15, 21-17. That really is an incredible result. So the number 1 and 2 seeds in the women's singles, both from China and both out of this year's tournament. Well, there were many highlights in that men's doubles.
Yeah, there was just a moment in the second game where the Koreans came back and you just wondered, but what was really good to see was the young Indonesian boys, having snatched and forced 2 or 3 points to let the Koreans back in, then were able to change the game again and put the block in and create more time for the attacking opportunities. Showed great maturity for their age, really, to come through that game.
Well, certainly an early birthday present as far as Saputra is concerned.
Well, there was a lot of noise at the end of that game, Jill, but I think it will be nothing to the noise for the next game.
Yes, of course, the next match on court is men's singles. The 6-time former champion Taufik Hidayat's the home favourite, former world and Olympic champion, of course, up against Bao Chunlai. So there is the scene. There are the 3 courts, and as I was saying, that confirms Pratama and Saputra through to the quarter-final.